All for you. All for you. All for you. All for you. It's been a long time I've been waiting for you. I got my feelings up and it's just for you. I just need a little bit of time to breathe in and out. I just need a little bit of time to ease up my mind. All for you. Situation got me running like I'm losing my mind. All for you. I feel with every little step I take I'm crossing your line. All for you. I'm all for you, all for you. Yeah, I'm all for you, all for you.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm falling. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Boys, I'm exhausted for the day. I'm already, brain is a bit mushed right now. So we're gonna have a stream. I don't know how this is gonna go, dude. I woke up really early this morning. I didn't mean to wake up early at all. It just happened. So here we are. At least I got kind of productive, kind of busy with stuff. That feels nice. But my god, am I exhausted, dude. Oh my goodness, how you boys all doing? Welcome back. Yo, with the rest of the chat, how's it going? Worthless, you are the chat, my guy. How you doing, my man? What's up, Dal? What's up, Seth? How you doing, my man? G, how you doing, my guy? Boys, question before we get started. Do you think patch 10.2 is going to be the final patch of Dragonflight? Serious question. Do you think it's going to be the final patch or no? Because there's new hints for this update that's still in PTR that should suggest it may be the final patch. They don't have anything like confirmed. Blizzard didn't say anything at all, whatever. But yeah, some way, somehow, here we are. Yep, you think it's it? It's just over. It's dead. It's been dead this whole time. That would be kind of unreal if that's what they did. Honestly, that would be actually so unreal if that was the case. That'd be weird, man. There's 100% going to be a 10.3. Yep. Sub Del, what's up, Jake? Hey, my guy. Yep. Oh no, don't say it. So, yeah, we don't know, man. We'll see, I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what they'll end up doing with it. But I'm hoping that's not the end, you know? I'm hoping that's not it. I'm hoping they'll just announce a bunch of like 10.3, 10.4 stuff. Because just like the timing for it is weird. Okay, so the reason why people are saying it's probably going to be the final patch is one, the next raid is going to have an AOTC mount. Usually they save like an AOTC mount until like the very, very end of an expansion. So we'll see what that will be. I think one of the mounts is probably going to be Farak, right? Or is it the bird? Or is the bird mythic version? I'm not even sure, honestly. I think the bird is mythic version if I had to guess. But also they added an augment rune into the patch as well. And they usually add like, so augment runes is something you can just buy on the auction house. Usually you can get them from like LFR and like casual stuff, right? Casuals go do casual content. They got augment runes. They drop them up on the auction house. People that raid mythic buy all of them up wholesale. So it's like it's a nice way for like casual players to kind of make money or whatever. Or if you just want to go do a bunch of LFRs if you want to. How else can you get augment runes? I know you could do mission tables for them before. That's what you used to do back in BFA for them. Either way, like they're really nice when you're trying to kill the final boss, right? And burn an augment rune once you get into that crucial phase. Get the most amount of damage. Very, very important, but expensive. So eventually they do add like an infinite augment rune, right? So it's like an item you can get that basically functions like an augment rune, but it doesn't disappear. You just pop it, get the buff, you die. Oh, no worries. Come back up, pop it again, you're good. So they're adding one, and they've had one for every other expansion before. Like they had the Eternal Augment Rune, Light Forge Augment Rune, Light Forge Augment Rune, depending on the expansion, right? And then the Dreambound one, which is going to be 100,000 gold. That's still quite a big price tag, but I feel like at the end of the day, it probably is cheaper to get that than having to buy augment runes when you're raiding, personally. But yeah, so they added AOTC mount and an augment rune, the one that's just can use like infinite or whatever. And they usually do that during the very, very final patch of an expansion. So I feel like they're still in a process where, like, when it comes to like Shadowlands cadence, Legion cadence, BFA cadence, they still have an opportunity for a 10.3 and a 10.4, and you're chilling. You don't gotta do none of that like catch up, whatever, faded raid stuff. They've been pretty good with the updates. The cadence has been really, really quick, at least compared to like Shadowlands, which was drawn out, more drawn out than most people expected. Because it was just weird. I think a lot of people forgot like the cadence of like BFA and Legion entirely. But like, I don't know. 10.3 will be a faded season like Shadowlands. Like, is it just like a guess, or are people just like, oh, I know? Is that like a known, or is it just like, I guess Yeah, 10-3 is just a faded. I don't know, man. I'm hoping not. Cause that'll be weird. Cause like, I don't know. It's just weird to me to think about stuff like that. Cause like they never done faded before, right? Faded is a new concept. They've never done that in any of the expansions before. Faded was just like, oh, you know, it's gonna be some time before Dragonflight. There is a release date, but let us give you something to do. Before the next expansion, it was like a holdover season. Previously, like Legion, right? You had your final season and you played that out until the end of the expansion, and it was like came out on the right cadence. BFA the same thing. You had patches with seasons that came out of right cadence, like every 6 months or whatever, and then just the final season is what you played out to the end because that's what you had. Shadowlands was like, instead of a 6-month season, you had a 9-month season, and then it's like a weird like couple of months of 9-1, I think it was, and then 9-2. But they basically had to push things so far forward to be like, okay, well we're not able to get like proper seasons in here, so let's just get like, you know, and something extra for them to do while they're waiting for new expansion. And Faded, I thought it was kind of cool, but like, I don't know. Faded wasn't even a 9-3. Yeah, Faded was just like a 9-2. It was like part of 9-2. It was like 9-2-5 or something, you know? It was weird. Yeah, because some people do think Faded was like 9-3. I don't know, man. I would be a little bit sad, not gonna lie. I'd be a little bit sad because I don't think they're in a situation. It feels like in Shadowlands they were in a situation where they had to add something in there, right? It was like, all right, let's just give them something to do until the next expansion, which was fine. But it's like a nice little gimme, you know what I mean? Get a little bit of keys done, play around with new talents, all the Legos and all those things, right? Some of the fun stuff you can have with the comps or whatever. Like, it was kind of neat. But like, I just don't... It's just the cadence for the expansion has been more similar to Legion in BFA, and it just perplexed me as to like, why would we be getting Faded next? I mean, maybe that's the case, right? Maybe. I'd be surprised, but like, who knows? I guess we'll find out on BlizzCon, yeah? It's like about a month or so. I don't have a problem with Faded being a 10-3 and allowing it to be its own season, but prefer proper raid. Yeah, like if I, like, Faded was just like, hey, let me give you something to do for a holdover, right? That was the ideal situation would have been to give you a proper 10-1, 10-2, 10-3, 10-4, like they did in Legion, like they did in BFA. And the only expansion where they kind of had to skip out on that is Shadowlands, but I didn't imagine Shadowlands would set up like a basis now, right? Of how like an expansion should do. We should keep going until a 0.2 patch, then we give you some Faded, and then next expansion. I did not have that on my bingo card, right? But I do wonder if like everybody else is just like still stuck in a mindset of like how Shadowlands was, and they're like, oh, that's how every expansion is. You know what I mean? Because sometimes like an expansion does something, and you just assume that every other expansion that came before it did that. But you'll be surprised how many people join for Shadowlands, only in Shadowlands, have no idea how the other expansions work, and they're just like, oh yeah, that's how it always was. And it's like, no. No, Faded is very, very new. Very new. Because I had some people that I assume also, like homies and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, like all the what they were like, what? Well, how were the other Faded raids done? It's like there was no Faded raids, Douglas. It was just like a Shadowlands holdover thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'll be very, very sad if they ended up just like closing it out. But maybe that's the case, right? We'll find out in about a month. But it's just, I'm perplexed. All right, let's hop on PTR. There's some new stuff there. Hey, Dal, huge fan of the videos. Thank you for giving me the updates. Yo, thank you so much, Macy. I'm so bad with names. I am so sorry. Is it Macy Blevins? I apologize. I try not to be super apologetic all the time because I feel like I say I'm sorry too much. I'm like a Canadian. But like, yo, I'm Mobby. I'm bad with names. Brain doesn't much today. That's what best opinions on the game. I don't know about best opinions. I got some hot takes here and there, but I appreciate you. I'm happy to know you agree with me. That is gonna you're gonna like me up until I say something that you don't like, but I hope you don't respect me any less for it. I just hope you respect. Be free to disrespect my opinion, but not me though. If you can help it. Okay, I'm gonna stop, dude. I'm gonna stop. Dude, my brain is a mush. Okay, chat, let me tell you my morning today. So last night I went to bed a little bit early because I was just exhausted. All right. Went to bed at normal time. I woke up at 4 in the morning. I went to bed about 12 and I woke up at 4. And I tried for like 3 hours to go back to sleep. I couldn't. So I thought, all right, well, I guess I'll just get like adulting and IRL stuff done. I got a lot of adulting done. And I was feeling pretty good. I got Mickey D's. I even got complimented at Mickey D's. Like on physical appearance. That never happens. Like I think that's happened less than 10 times ever. Usually people are like, yo, I love your videos, or yo, you're funny, but like on physical appearance, almost never. That's single digits. Yeah, but that was interesting. That was fun. And now here we are, and my brain's just mush. And we still got, I got about 3 hours before raiding. I'm in to raid today, and then it's gonna be a 3-hour raid, so it's like 6 more hours where I just gotta tough it out. The Del Prop Pally still bugged the PTR. As they always are, man. Same as usual. Prop Paladin gameplay, you know what I mean? That's the Prop Paladin gameplay we like seeing, Blues. Let's go. All right, let me hop on PTR. There's a lot of cool new class stuff. A lot of quality of life stuff for Outlaw too. I haven't actually got to take a look at them super well. I only really just recently started taking a look at like the Havoc Demon Hunter stuff and Vengeance. Now, Vengeance and Havoc is pretty easy. I mean, I can go and show you what's going on, but like it's there isn't really much to look at. It's just like talent changes. The talent of Concentrated Sigil is gone. If you're looking at Demon Hunter, by the way, that thing is looking good, dude. It plays really, really well. They're starting to nerf Havoc a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. But they're really starting to know that, hey, oh, Havoc is doing really well in AoE content. We may want to bring that down a little bit ahead of time. But I think it's just it's doing so well, and they're trying to scale it down. Not kill it, but just scale it down a little so it's not like overperforming or whatever. But like, there's got precise sigils. You don't have to share with concentrated sigils. No one plays concentrated sigils. So now you can pick up precise sigils by going into a Lost in Darkness. Bam, and you're good. As for Havoc, tactical, retreating abound chaos, swap spots. So like, maybe this will be like some novelty for non-heavy mobility builds, right? Let's say you don't want to pick up on bound chaos or either inertia or momentum. By the way, inertia got nerfed a little bit. It was doing better than momentum, from what I can tell. But for Havoc, you have a bit of a soft gap on Inner Demon. Makes sense, because it was like a lot of chaos damage, and it was synergizing really well with Chaotic Disposition, which also got nerfed a little bit. Still going to be a go-to talent, still going to be really, really good. It was like a win fear for Demon Hunter, but from like all abilities, not just single target. So it was really good. I think that's it, yeah, for Havoc. Vengeance got actually a nice little change here. I'm sure Jake is going to be able to talk more about it. Does it need to buff MM Hunter? Dude, they're not scaling super well in PTR right now. They are undertuned. They definitely do need something. And I'm sure they're gonna get something. For Vengeance though, Sigil Chains is a lot easier to pick up now. So like you can pick up Sigil. Dark Glare Boon is now a capstone. So if you really want to play Dark Glare, you can reach it through here or this gate. So you got a couple options to reach it. It's still a good ability. It's still gonna work well with Anguish. But like, this makes Sigil a lot easier to pick up and makes you want to grab it, which is kind of neat. But also opens up the talent tree so you can pick up like Dark Glare through multiple ways. And you're probably going to be going like right hand side here with all these Sigil abilities. I don't know if you'll go Chains of Anger, but I think you'll probably go like Fiery Demise at the very least. I think that'll be a really good combo. Burning Alive is also a little different, so is Firebrand. It's not like, so Firebrand basically is doing the same damage. Instead now it takes every single second, which makes talents like Burning Alive better, because then the defensive dot, now spreads with every single tick, every second, instead of like 1, 2, 1, 2, which makes it a lot better. So just like you can spread your Fireband to everybody much quicker. It's really, really good. Good change overall though. It doesn't actually change like single target or whatever. Maybe it'll scale with haste or something. Who knows? That's about it for Demon Hunter. There really isn't much to take a look at from there. Boomy just got buffed. Their tier set is just even stronger than before. Always a fan. You can spend Fiery Brand on some ungodly numbers now. Probably. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good combo. And if you have your Immolation Aura that refreshes Brand, that'll probably be like a really nice cheesy combination. Not cheesy, but like a potent combination. Let's go with that. Boomkin tier set, dude, Boomkins just keep getting buffed and buffed and buffed. I don't think Boomkins have gotten a single nerf, and their damage numbers on PTR, Like, knock on wood, I don't want them to get nerfed or anything, but they're looking good, man. They're looking real good. Real good. Let me see if I can drop this down a little bit here. Okay, now it's a little bit more better. I don't really know. But their tier systems got changed a little bit. Yeah, so like whenever you like switch it from Eclipse to Eclipse, your next to Brass or Starfire is gonna do 100% more damage. Up from 60%, 100% more, 40% more. That's pretty good. And also Star Surge Starfire will increase the damage of your... That should be a hot fix at some point. Oh! Oh, they nerfed this. Oh, never mind. Tier Seg was kind of nerfed. So the 2 Seg got buffed, but the power of Tier 4 Seg got nerfed up to 10%. So I guess you can only buff your arcane nature damage by 10%. Okay, weird. Never mind. I thought it was just a wholesale buff. But yeah, let me show you real quickly. It's like whenever you go into Eclipse or whatever, we'll cast a couple of Wraths. We got Eclipse. We gotta wait for it to like fall off or whatever. And then in my next, I think it's Starfires, or I guess Wraths or Starfires, doesn't really matter. Should do a little bit more damage too. There we go. So now next to should do 100% more damage if the tier is working properly. And now whenever I cast Star Surge, is this working? Hold on, I don't even know if the tier set is actually working properly. Or is it? No, I think that's a fake thing, isn't it? Yeah, hold on. It's not actually working properly. Can I like remove the item and pop it back on maybe? I'm gonna comment with this. You? Oh my god, that isn't. Please, please leave. God, I love this animation. Boom cube, by the way. Emo aura, yeah. Every 2 ticks aura and 1 target. Wait, what? Emo aura extended duration. Every 2 ticks of aura, 1 more target. It should be every second of brand should be a new target. So it should jump every single target, every single second, not every 2, which I think is what makes it better. And I'm not sure if my Geo set actually works properly. We gotta like unequip it or recoup it. I don't think that worked super well. Oh no, it does now. Okay, cool. Yeah, so next to Wrath, Starfires do 100% more damage. And every time I Star Surge, I increase the damage of my... I think it's just in the Eclipses, right? Yeah, so up to 10% more? Or higher? Because the PTR patch says it should be like 10% more damage. I don't think it's doing 10. I think it's doing 15. Like if I Starfire a couple of times. Yeah, well, I think it is doing 10 actually. No, I think it actually is doing 10. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. Brain no good today. Okay, so it's just like a kind of a buff, kind of a nerf. It's middle ground. It's okay. I think it's because Faded was an actual success, unlike most of SL. Faded was some people really hated Faded apparently. Like I remember like Faded was just like a holdover thing. I don't know if anybody minded Faded. It was kind of fun for a bit, and then it's like, all right, now I got my mount. I can wait until the next expansion or whatever. But now I'm like, I feel like now I'm seeing like looking on Twitter, Wowhead comments, even in my guild, people are coming out of the woodworks now saying they hated Faded, and it's just, I'm surprised. So maybe it wasn't that liked. I enjoyed it. It was kind of neat. But show Unholy DK. So Unholy Death Note doesn't really have anything new, but I mean, like I could. I mean, what questions you got, Tune? I'll give you like good 5 minutes, man. Ask questions away. They didn't get anything new this week, but yeah. How you doing, well, my man? What's up, Don? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. I'm making ads. I pay this channel. Hold on. I have no clue. Hold on a second. Okay. Not doing anything. Returned to the game 2 weeks ago after a 3-year break. Oh. What the hell was Death Dive like 3 years ago? Because you're wondering, like, how the hell does this thing play then? Demon Hunter to 430, 437 at the moment. PM Hunter the same. Okay, so you basically have a Demon Hunter or a Death blended on Holy Next. So you're playing right now, you just haven't played Death Knight a bit. Okay, so I have no idea, like, how... What was 3 years ago? Was that SL with Death Knight? What is different? Like, I kind of am trying to figure out, like, how do I go over sure what's different with this thing? I mean, I guess I can go over, like, what's new for 10.2. Shadowlands. Is it that different from SL? I have no clue. Let me just go over, like, what's new. How about that? Let me just go over the highlights for 10.2. Because if there was, like, a rogue, I'd be able to maybe give you, like, a full rundown. I don't play DK that often. I do want to pick it up a little bit more for 10.2 though. I think it's gonna be really fun. Not too different, yeah. But like, let me go over the highlights for 10.2. Like, what's different? What's gonna play a little bit better? How does that sound? We'll give it like 5 minutes, and I'll go back to like do whatever I was doing. I am excited for this class though. Like, I think it's gonna be much better in Mythic Pluses. So one of the biggest things. I can tell you. Okay, weird. So one of the biggest things about DK in general is the fact that their playstyle revolves heavily around army and big cooldowns. Right now, Death Knights are just all about send the big army, grab all the buffs from all your Evoker friends, get as many PIs as possible, right? Throw army, throw gargoyle, blast as much as you can, and get yourself a fatty opener. And you're just done for the next 2 minutes. Like, the rest of your rotation doesn't, like, it kind of matters, but also not really. The rotation doesn't really matter that much. So they're trying to trade the spec out to be more impactful every 45 seconds rather than 30 every 3 minutes, which is going to be huge. One, for dungeons, for raids, it's going to be good because now you have a little bit more flexibility of when you can send your cooldowns. Normally you'll find like a really big window, and that's where you send your 3 minutes. Sometimes you would want to hold those 3 minutes until like a better window, and that created kind of like awkwardness. They had to delay your playstyle entirely, which isn't all that fun. For dungeons in particular, it felt like, okay, you want to have a big go, tank pulls everything together, you AoE down, and then you kind of just like AFK until the tank does another big go again. I mean, your AoE damage could do kind of good. It has a quadratic scaling of the outbreak ability, not outbreak, epidemic. But like, that's usually, it really relies on, oh, can the tank pull a bunch? Okay, I got big damage. Does the tank have to pull small? Because it's like sanguine or pulse ring. Unholy kind of sucks at that part, you know? So it's that kind of stuff, yeah. For 10.2, they're changing them a little bit. One, a lot of you are like, they're trying to buff up all your basic abilities, army itself, gargoyle itself, tone down a little bit. Your actual like Apocalypse army, the one you should use every 45 minutes, that gets a little bit stronger. That does a lot more damage, those ghouls specifically. Your main ghoul does a bit more damage. Scourge Strike, Festering Strike, I think Death and Decay, not Death and Decay. Death Coil, all that does a bit more damage. Getting away from 3 minutes. Yeah, no, it's going to be really good for dungeons in particular. Because then it's like your basic rotation, your AoE stuff is going to feel a lot better too. Like overall, it should feel a little bit better. I don't think my numbers and my stats are all like perfect for Death Knight, so don't worry about my DPS here. Don't look at that super heavily. That's definitely not what I'm trying to show off at all. But yeah. Like overall though, it feels pretty good to play. And like, another thing that's also really cool about it is the tier set that you got. That's going to help you with a bit of cleave. So Apocalypse summons an additional Mages of the Dead. And I believe also Army of the Dead does the same, but I could be wrong on that one. Your Mages of the Dead, Shadow Bolts now fires a volley of Shadow Bolts on up to 4 nearby enemies. So basically, when you summon your Magus, and they start Shadow Bolting, you'll see fire Hoverbolt first, and then cleave, 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 and now the natural cleave. It's really cool. Every single Magus also does give you like a bit of a strength buff. I think it's this thing right here, amplify damage. I think it's amplify damage. I believe so. Yeah, I think it's supposed to stack, but I don't really know if it's doing it properly. But the damage, I mean, is just like, you can see like it's pretty effective. And you can basically summon 2 Mages every 45 seconds, so it's gonna add a little bit of cleave. Not insane AoE damage, but like smaller target counts is gonna be really, really good, right? Again, don't look at my stats and everything. It's definitely not like optimal, far from optimal. So don't be looking at me as like an example, a beacon. But like, just think of like not the numbers, but like the idea behind it. Also, some of the things they've done is like Unholy Assaultman just gives you 20% damage buff instead of like a haste buff. So that's gonna be pretty cool. They also wanted to like, they felt like Unholy Death Knight during the raid opener in particular just has a gig amount of haste. PI, Unholy Assault, big haste, you play really fast, and then it gets sluggish outside of those 3-minute cooldowns. So they wanted to like, alright, let's gotta take away some of the haste. Unholy Assault is just straight up a damage buff, so you're more consistent. You still do just about the same with Unholy Assault than what it does. You don't have like a much faster rotation with all this haste buffs overlapping. 1200 with a new chat. What's new? So you got a new tier set. That's really about it. I mean, I could show you that later, JGG. But yeah, I can show that later maybe. All right, let's get through the rest of the classes. I do want to take a look at all these changes, man. There's monk stuff. There's Augie. There's one little evoker change, right? Everybody on the mother is an Aug evoker. Welcome. What's up, Rob? How you doing, my man? Hell yeah, bro. Thanks for giving me 5 minutes. No problem. Aug evoker, right? We actually got some changes, not to Aug, but to the developer evoker. Wow, the developer evoker himself. How mighty is this to meet you? Wow. So they got a bit of a buff. Emphasis on a bit. Yes or yes or no, actually. So all spell and ability damage buffed by 3%. Nothing major. But your disintegrate ability is buffed by 15%. This is like when you're raiding as a dev evoker. Some would say that the number, the damage that ability does inside of a raid environment, some would call it significant. Let me show you. Like, let me just go to logs, find the best dev evoker out there in a pure single target, because that's really what that ability buffs. It's pure single target. So you can kind of see like where the damage is. Yeah, okay, here we go. So this is let me see, dev evoker, right? Take a guess how big disintegrate ability is. You ready? Just put a number in your head. Like, is it top, is it middle, is it whatever, is it right? You got it? How big it is? Okay, it's all your damage. Oh, that looks weird with a bar like that. But yeah, disintegrate is like a huge portion of your single target. Huge portion. So they're buffing this big number by 15%. Some will say that's maybe a little significant. I don't think it'll be enough to really make like devastation all of a sudden like giga chat OP, because they're still very squishy. That is something that I hope they end up fixing about that spec at some point in the future. But it is a nice little buff, and I think it's gonna go a long way. It's gonna make their big master windows a lot stronger too. Did the Aug nerfs run it for them? No, I think you're still gonna run Augs. I don't know if you like Augs is like meta build or whatever. I know that Aug is still gonna be played. I just don't know if like Aug is gonna have nearly as much of like a hostile takeover as what's it been able to do so far. We'll just have to find out, yeah. Time will tell. Time will heal all of those wounds, I guess the best way I can put it. I am hoping that it looks like you won't really be running that many Augs within a raid environment, or you won't have to like stack so many. But I think you are still gonna end up running them in like Mythic Pluses. It's just they're still a class that provides you a lot of unique buffs from like tank perspective or DPS perspective, so there's a lot to look forward to in that regard. But we'll see, right? We'll just have to wait and see. The part of me that wants to play Aug for the first week of 20s, I mean, I think everybody's gonna want an Aug, right? Because they're just so used to it. It would be kind of funny if they were like, oh, all of a sudden not that great, or like situationally good. Maybe even though might even be healthy for the game, who knows, right? But it'd be kind of neat if that's what happened. But who knows, right? I definitely don't have this thing set up as dev at all. I mean, I guess it's all the same stats, wouldn't it be? But yeah. Yeah, Disintegrate is a pretty big contribution of your damage, and I think that buff is going to be probably a good thing. If only Disintegrate had like some cleave mechanic too, right? Because I know that you can get procs with scintillation, but like if there was a way to have like Disintegrate cleave a second target, then I think that would just be kind of insane. You know what I mean? All right, Monk's got a lot of cool stuff apparently. I haven't taken a look at it, but it's a big set of changes. What's the most fun class right now? Liam, I'd say like I've been having a lot of fun with Rogue on PTR. I've been having a lot of fun with Demon Hunter on PTR. I actually kind of like Demon Warlock. Hunter's very fun. Priest is pretty good, especially if you look at the heal or maybe DPS. Red Bally's also not bad either. There's a lot of fun classes. Like, I guess it would be easier to find classes that are not that fun. I haven't played Warrior. I don't really know if that one's all fun, but I haven't really played it really. I think the enhanced shaman like is kind of neat, but it doesn't really feel all that different. I would have let someone else for their builds or whatever. What tank seems to be most fun? I'd say like Brew. I've been enjoying Brewmaster, but that's because I like very damage heavy tanks. That being said, I need to give Prot a proper try. Bear is pretty easy to get into, but like I don't think this tier set is going to be it really. Just doesn't seem like it's gonna cut it. I think Veg Demon Hunter has been pretty fun. Brewmaster has been really fun. And the one tank that I think is probably not that's missing out is probably Prot Warrior. Prot Paladin, I mean. Prot Pally. But yours is a little weird. Probably Prot Warrior. Warriors are really fun actually. I like them a lot. I just haven't really been able to mess around with the new tier set. But like it doesn't play all that different. It's just gonna be like raw damage increases, which is gonna be nice. Veg Demon Hunter with 26-second cooldown and Metamorphosis. How? 26-second cooldown. What do you mean, like Feldev? Or like actual meta? Hello? I don't think it's possible. Unless you figured something out. Feldev. Okay, that's not real meta then. At least I don't think in my head that's real meta. That's Feldev, but it's not a real meta. 26 seconds on a real meta? You got me. You got my attention. Feldev, yeah. Those people are accurate, right? Because it's just like when you say big cooldown, 3 minutes, make it a 45 second. Hell yeah. Feldev, that's okay. That's not really Deus, I guess. But think about a Holy Blood DK. Blood Death is also really good. It doesn't play all that different, but it's got a good tier set. Bear Feral. Bears have been really good recently for season 2. I don't know if they're gonna be that good for season 3. The community reaction to their tier set was kind of whatever. But like they've really built up a reputation for season 2, and I imagine people are still gonna run them at least at the start of season 3. I don't think people are gonna be completely discounting bears entirely, but who knows? Feral's really fun. I don't know if people will play that much, but it's ridiculously fun. That's a recommend. Just for the fun gameplay, just for the fun aspect, recommend easily. Avery, I have no idea what that means, my guy. Yo, somebody, can you guys help me out here, fam? Help me out here, boys. So monks, bounce back. What's bounce back? Bounce back. When you get it by 20% of your health, you now have a, what is it, a 40% DR? I don't think that's fixed in the game yet, but that seems like that's not. Oh, that's from Mistweaver. Oh, hold on. Mistweaver got a nice defensive. Hold on a second. Whoa, hold on there, buckaroo. What is this? When you get hit for 15% of your maximum health, reduce all damage by 20%, but you can actually make it 40% DR. So when you get hit for 15% of your health, you just have a 40% DR for how many seconds? 4 seconds? That seems really good. I mean, you're still gonna take a big hit, but like in a raid, right? When you're gonna take maybe like a couple of hits in a row, that's pretty good for that. Can I just get hit by like, let's get really hard? Then I just want to get like smacked for a bunch of my health. I just want to proc it. Sitting down just so it crits me. Hit me. Come on, do some damage. Do some damage. You can do it. Sit down. Wait, what if I do like this? It's not really proccing it. I need to get hit for a good bit of percent of my health. 15%, right? It's like eventually I'll get there, right? I'm gonna do this. Let it build up a little bit. Go ahead, build up your damage. Build up your thing. I know you can do it. Hit me. Wow, Chica can last for quite a while, huh? Okay, he still hasn't procced it. You really do have to take a pretty big hit. 50% of your health. This is gonna take a while, huh? What do you think of Athens WoW Reforged? I don't know what the hell Athens WoW is, to be honest. I wish I knew. Not familiar with it. Is that what, Private Realm? I don't really play Private Realms at all, so I don't really know. But it's kind of nice overall that they're giving monks a little bit more survivability. I mean, they gave them like what, the healing elixirs, so there's 2 charges and they do quite a bit more healing now. And then there's also the healing of like spell harm. That's a lot stronger baseline, so that's kind of nice. I just don't really know if that'll be enough. Trying to do like a big hit. Oh, he's almost. Oh, there it is. Bounce back. It procced. Hey, that's actually kind of cool. As long as you don't take like a hit that's literally for your entire health bar, you should be able to like come back and live it. But yeah, it's not. I don't know. I guess it's okay. Giving Mistweavers a little bit survivability. Would have liked just another DR or something. They have a couple of them, but like, I don't know. The class still just kind of dies to one-shots, I think. Clouder Focus stacks up to 2 times instead of 3, no longer increases healing of Vivify before its first application. Hold on a second. Which one is this? Clouder Focus. Healing elixirs stacks up 2 times? Oh no, that's a bit of a nerf. Vivify and Invigorating Mist heal for 12% more healing though. So at least there's that. With Vivify and Invigorating, at least it's a nice buff there. Emergency tier set, Show Harmony now starts 20% over healing with 15. Oh, they keep buffing that back up. Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. It's a buff a tier. Windwalker, by the way, that got a buff. That's got a couple of damage increases here and there. Hope Blizzard doesn't kill Demon Hunter with at least a 10-2. I don't think so, man. I think the point of the rework is to make him good, not make him bad. Every other rework has been good for the classes. I don't think, even like the Shadow Priest one, people were like super unsure about the Shadow Priest changes, but like they turned out good. It was definitely happy days. Once people kind of got over the whole like, oh, well, I can't stand there and cast so many insta-casts. Which was like, okay, they're going to slow down the spec. Actually, the proxy was like, yo, you can't just stand there and like insta-cast every single proc or whatever. And it's like, well, have you tried it? What if it's going to be really good damage numbers? And it's like, nah, it's not going to be good numbers at all. Here we are. It's only one of the more popular classes and there's a ton of AoE damage. I guess also, what, this massive spell helps too, but like, we could read like a whole litany of like everything they do well. So for Windwalker, they like the positive effect of Fangs of Vermilion Forge, so I guess the tier set, where your Spring Frame kicks could give you a buff for blackout kicks or whatever. We transferred some of that power to the class set into the base specialization as players that venture into emergency to replace their existing gear. So basically they're going to be buffing some of their older tier set as part of the spec, because it still scales off of versatility, so it doesn't scale well at all, but you know. So Rising Sun kick buff by 10%, that's good to see. Specifically also damage increased by 5%, and additional damage to primary target is 10%, so just a 5 and a 10% buff increase, so that's kind of nice. Overall, I think it's going to be good. They kind of nerfed their tier set for the Aberrus tier set. They buffed the ability of Whirling Dragon Punch, because a lot of people said it apparently doesn't do damage numerically. Like, you have a tier set as you want to play into the ability, right, for cooldown reduction. Because like with the tier set right now, like, as you use abilities or whatever, you have a chance to get a Blackout Kick combo, where the Blackout Kick will reduce the damage of Dragon Punch, Whirling Dragon Punch, Fist of Fury, Rising Sun Kick, Strike of the Windlord. But yeah, it just wasn't really worth it. At least to pick up that ability specifically, just because it wasn't that good, which is unfortunate. But they're trying to like fix it or whatever, and it should make it a little bit better. Don't really know if that'll be enough. They'll need to do more maybe. But they also added for the tier set, like all your other abilities are buffed by your Rising Sun Kick, Fist of Fury, Strike of the Windlord, Whirling Dragon Punch, also buffed by 4%. On top of those 10% buffs here and there. We'll see what they do with it. I don't know. That doesn't seem like the most interactive tier set. It seems kind of very passive. I am a little worried about like getting a random proc of free spin and crane kick, right? And you go to spin, and you also get a blackout reinforcement kick, just proc just from auto attacks and ability usages. I feel like it's gonna end up cannibalizing procs, and I wonder if that's gonna be a problem. But I don't know. Not the coolest tier set. How does Shadow feel? I'd say pretty good. Their tier set is very different, but surprisingly fun. I think it's very mobile. Speaking about Shadow, let's take a look at Shadow real quick while we're on topic. Let's take a look at Shadow. Hey, let's take a look at Shadow. So they got a bit of a nerf, unfortunate. Windwalker changes look good. Hopefully more much actually does damage. Yeah, I mean, about to by 10%, so like maybe it'll be enough. I haven't done the math, but like maybe it should be enough. Who knows though? We'll see. We'll find out eventually. Let me get like an actual town loadout on this guy, or maybe do I need another priest? Let's see if I have another priest. Because at least one of them, I think, is this guy. That's like there's stuff set up. No, this guy. Dial shade, man, throwing shade around. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Windwalker tier set could have been something different. It just seems so like slapped together. Like some of the other tier sets feel like they have a purpose and a playstyle. Like even Shadow Priest, right? It's a weird tier set, but it actually has like a playstyle that evolves and changes the gameplay. I feel like the Windwalker tier set it does that, but like not to the same degree as what some of the other classes have gotten, right? Yeah, it's obvious of like, oh, you want to play for the free proc, a spinning crane kick, and whirling dragon punch, but that's really about it, right? The rest of your talents is like you grow on the same cooldowns and everything else. I mean, maybe it'll be fine. Who knows? Oh yeah, tier set will run Dragon Punch. I guess yeah, the tier set does let you recover the abilities like your Rising Sun Kick and Fist of Fury a little quicker. And the tier set is like, no, you gotta want, or at least one Dragon Punch is like, no, you gotta want to use it only when things are only when both those abilities are on CD. Yeah, so that's a good point. Let me get the fan up and running. It's getting kind of warm in room. I'm actually just so drained brain-wise, dude. It's actually pretty bad. It's actually pretty bad. My brain is absolutely putty. I'm not feeling great, chat. Getting 6 hours of sleep probably wasn't good. Also being productive. I probably should have just like laid in bed and just like vegetated for like at least 6 hours, I feel like. You know? Conserve my energy. Conserve everything. Alright, so Shadow Priest, I guess it nerfing your tier set a little bit? Oh no, wait. Well, no, it looks like they're nerfing it a little bit. So, your tier set for Shadow is kind of fun. Basically, every time you press Shadow Ward Death, it triggers 2 additional times at a reduced effectiveness. Or 1 additional time if you have Death Speaker of the enemy is in execute range. So you basically get a playstyle where your Shadow Ward Death can just kind of pop 1 and it just hits you multiple times in a row. This becomes kind of nice if you're playing with a Mindbender together with things like Inescapable Torment, because you'll hit Shadow Ward Death once, you'll get 3 hits. Mindbender does 3 little explosions. It's kind of cool. They are reduced though at volume. Right, so like your initial Shadow Ward Death will get the big Inescapable Torment, but your reduced ones will also get like a reduced version of that effect as well. But it's still really good. It gives you like an execute window now. And if you have a Mindbender instead of execute, where you constantly press in Shadow Ward Death, you have a pretty good uptime of Mindbender. That's a lot of good uptime on resources. It ends up being one of those playstyles that gives you like an execute window in a way. Plus, it's also very mobile. If you play with talents like Death Speaker, right, putting a bunch of dots on things, there's a chance like your dots are just going to give you back procs of your Shadow Ward Death, which is kind of nice. And it just gives you a lot of resources too, and it's very, very mobile for the most part. Just being able to like spam Shadow Ward Death, I guess. But yeah, let me try to see if I can get like a Shadow Crash in again. Just gotta show you more or less what it will look like. I get like the pet in here. Shadow Ward Death, Shadow Ward Death. It kind of just like spam stuff, right? Shadow Ward Death back. Lots of procs of Shadow Ward Death, and it just gives you like a nice little execute window too. It's pretty neat. And as you use Shadow Ward Death, you build up the damage of your next either Shadow Ward Pain or Shadow Crash. But you can kind of see like the damage, what that looks like. It's pretty nice. Damage is not fun little brainy measure, by the way, but it is just nice to see big numbers. It's really bursty. As you use Shadow Ward Death, your Shadow Ward Deaths start attacking you with Death Torment, and that builds up the damage per stack of your abilities such as Shadow Ward Pain by is it 50%? Shadow Pain by 200% per stack, or Shadow Crash by 50% per stack for 12 stacks. So like if you get a bunch of those like stacks through, you're gonna amplify the damage of next Shadow Pain by 2,400%. So it'll basically hit for like 80k. Your Shadow of Pain will hit for 80k instant cast damage, or your Shadow Crash for like 600, which is 117 crit. So like it gives you a little bit of like single target or AoE value, also instant cast value. So it makes talents such as Dark Ascension a little bit better. It looks like in this build they just kind of nerfed down the 4 set a little bit, like they gave you more stacks that you can build up to 4 set, but they kind of increase the damage of your Shadow Word Pain, or that's about the same, but they nerfed the damage on your Shadow Crash, I guess, in AoE situations. I guess what they were trying to do is they were, because I mentioned it last week too, right? Like Shadow Crash last week did more damage than Shadow Word Pain, even in single target. So it was like, what's the point of pressing Shadow Word Pain for like that 89k hit? So I think that's why they nerfed Shadow Crash. So it's like one ability used in single target, the other you use in AoE. Whereas past week you just Shadow Crash because it just did more damage than anything else you could throw. You normally do Dark Ascension. So I don't know if like normally most priests play Void Eruption. I tried making Dark Ascension work when it was first introduced, but I had to admit defeat and say Void Eruption is a much more enjoyable playstyle for priests generally. That being said, the new tier set has a lot of instant non-periodic damage. So like your Shadow Word Deaths, your pet stuff, Shadow Pain, Shadow Word Pain, Shadow Crash that's get buffed by tiers, gets buffed by your tier set, and like Mind Blast that kind of also plays well with Mind Bender. Also like Mind Spike is pretty good too because it's also cooldown reduction for your Mind Bender. Was it used to be a thing? I guess not anymore. I guess it's only this piece thing now, but I think you'll probably run this talent as a Shadow Priest, but who knows, right? Maybe you'll just run like Eruption, because Eruption is a lot better. Void Form is a really strong cooldown. It's very, very fun. It gives you more instant cast abilities, lots of resources. It seems like there's a synergy with so much non-periodic damage in Dark Ascension that maybe you'll end up using it. But like, the jury is still out. I have no clue. I think it'd be cool to use it, but yeah. I think generally Void Eruption is just better. It just feels more impactful. That being said, there's actual synergies that can make the other one a little bit better this time around. Do you remember Legion dungeon Vault of the Wardens? Do you like it? It's a decent dungeon. I think that one is like, didn't Rogues run that one a lot for the artifact weapon skin? Like one of the hidden skins? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Vault of the... Let me look it up, just because I'm like... brain mush. Yeah, I like this one because you know what you used to do? You used to kill this first boss as a 5-man rogue squad in normal. Then you would kind of jump on where the walls would eventually become like there's a firewall, and then it kind of falls off. You kind of jump through it, and you would kind of jump in. You got to do like this little jumpy thing to jump around it. Then you could shadow step to the rogues ahead of you, and then you would drop down, fall for a second and a half, I think, and then you press glider, and you should end up in Ash Golem's room. To like phase through, you're basically phasing through floors, and you end up in Ash Golem's room. And if you are quick enough, you might be able to, like, as you're gliding around, zone into his room. And if you're quick, you won't fall off the side of the platform, and you should be able to kill him. And I think we had to kill this guy over and over and over for one of the bindings of Thunder Fury for our hidden skin. So I do know this dungeon. I think it's pretty cool. I think Inquisitor guy was a little bit weird. Ash Golem and Glacier were pretty fine. Cardano wasn't bad at all as a fight. This guy was like a little bit of like a bit of a first boss that could maybe like kill your group at the very beginning on Tyrannical, but like otherwise it wasn't bad. So I do remember it. What's up, Sally? I do my guy. Anything new? Lots of new stuff. Rogue. Let's get on to some of the cool new stuff for Rogues, boys. Yeah. That's where we got a lot of new stuff is with Rogue, man. Lots of new stuff. The artifact appearance now has a 100% drop rate. That's awesome. Imagine if that was like that way back in the day. But you know what? I did enjoy my Rogue squads, man. A Rogue squadron running out there, 5-manning those instances over and over and over. It was actually kind of fun. Like, as much as annoying as all that was, right? The back and forth and backtrack and having to do this over and over again. Had a lot of fun with it. Oh, they changed stuff. Okay. So swapped out improved wound poison is up here now before superior mixture. So that's like a PvP combo then. Okay. A traffic and numbing poison are... Oh, they're over here. Okay. Alright. I guess if you're gonna pick this up, you're probably gonna pick this up as well, but okay, that's fine. That's okay. I think it's okay at least. I don't know. That seems alright. I almost want to pick up Subterfuge for Assassination. Oh, they moved this from up here down here, I think, too. Okay. Do it like this. I get my snapshot. Okay, cool. That's not all that different. The assassination itself, though, plays a little bit differently. Oh, they made Legion Poison 10% for Assass. Does not apply in PvP. Okay, cool. So Legion Poison a little bit better for Assass. That's a good little buff. Good bit of extra survivability. I like it. What am I getting pinged with? What is this? Hold on, Atho. Curses, these Augs are ruining the game. Div kill rate boss in 30 seconds. Are 3 key levels ahead of their meta specs, but nobody likes them in PvP either. Perhaps a small nerve to the wrist should fix it. Do not dare. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Oh man. Yeah. That's funny. Chat, does anybody know what we were raid testing this week? Because I know it's Friday. I don't know. I know we have nothing tomorrow, but we'll do dungeons tomorrow instead. Have to do 6 to 8 chapters quest. Get it done. Wait, what? Oh, you have to do 6 out of 8 chapter quest chain. Okay, I don't remember how to do it anymore. It's been a while, man. It's been a hot minute. I don't remember any of it. I just remember. Do you actually have to do story chapters for Hidden Skin? Didn't you? Wasn't it just like you had to do enough stuff in your order hall just to unlock like the knowledge, and certain like skins will start popping up because of knowledge? Or am I misremembering that? I don't even know. But yeah, let me see these changes. I also gotta test out. Hold on. Now I feel like I need to go test out. Does Waycrest actually hit for 3 milli? I need to test that trinket out. You know, we'll do it after. We'll do this real quick. But yeah, I'll give this one probably a try. I don't even know what it has from there, honestly. I know there's like a little branch that gives you haste buff. Maybe that'll be good. So Legion Poison is buffed up. Crimson Temple's damage reduced by 5%. Oh no. No, not my boy. Okay, it was doing a lot of damage though. It was doing a lot of damage. It was doing a lot of damage. I wonder if they did that just to like make sure that people aren't burning Crimson Tempest in like single target or anything like that. Because goddamn, it does a lot of damage. So 5% nerf, not that bad. Blindside, if you're playing Blindside, now replaces or causes ambush to replace mutilate when the effect is triggered. So this is one of those things where, oh man, there's a lot of buttons in my lot of abilities for me to press, right? Oh, I have all these keybinds that I gotta manage. And like a lot of rogues have asked for like, hey, can we just get a mutilate and ambush like macro together, where like if a blindside is active, it just turns to ambush. But now they did it. Now that's a feature, literally part of the talent now. Let's see if I can test this, because they did that for Outlaw too. Apparently it's not really working super well. But as I am mutilate, right? Hold on, let me do this too. Let me do this as well. We get the big bar in here so you guys can see it. Okay, let me just do the big bar. Get the big bar. Oh, where is it? Is it this? Yes. Okay. So you can see my mutilate, right? I'm just gonna spam mutilate. It became an ambush. It became an ambush. I'm just gonna click it so you guys can see that it works properly. I'm gonna put up some dots just so I get some decent energy. Click it. Click it. You can see me clicking it, right? Oh, ambush. Oh. Now we're back to business. Now we're back to business. That is so good. That is a good change. Hell of a change right there. Oh, I like that. And apparently it works for Outlaw, but also it's kind of broken for Outlaw. But let me get through the rest of these then. Exsanguinated Blades energy consumed is now 2 energy instead of 3. Okay, that's nice. And the damage is increased. Okay, so they make an Exsanguinated Blades even better. Hey, how are you doing, bro? What's up, Amazon? Dude, my man, I am exhausted, dude. I woke up at 4 in the morning. I couldn't go back to sleep at all. And my brain's been just absolute, a puddle. My brain has become a puddle. And I'm just kind of trying to tough out the rest of the day. And we got PTR build. I'm probably going to be working on a project. I'm going to be a very, very tired camper by the end of the night, dude. I'm hoping I sleep for years to come. But, yeah, so there's this. That's pretty good changes for Assassination. Sudden Demise now has a 10-second delay after triggering before being able to trigger again on the same target. So Sudden Demise can just like proc over and over and over. Is that for like train dummies? Interesting. 10-second delay after triggering before being able to trigger again on the same target. So you can trigger on different targets. It just can't like trigger multiple times on the same. Okay. I guess for like execute windows or whatever. Or for train dummies. I guess for train dummies, right? But that's pretty good. That seems really, really good. Okay, then we got Forset. So we got the Forset buff. Envenom additionally empowers itself, causing venomous explosions, dealing 4,207 nature damage to all enemies. Cast with an Envenom active, deals reduced damage beyond 5 targets. If the venomous explosions deals damage to a single enemy, it is increased by 150%. So if you're playing the tier set, you're like, oh man, it's got some AoE value, but like, what if I want a single target? Who knows? So if let's say I just keep spamming, is it updating? Okay, now it is. So while I got Envenom, if I press Envenom while it's active, I should get the venomous explosions. Oh, that is doing a number. That is doing stuff. I mean, venomous explosion is doing stuff by the looks of it. Yeah, that's let me go like full single target, like actual build, and see how much damage that does. I'll do it like this. Bam, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let me try this. You have to wait. What? Do you have to enable that? Details? Not really. But you just have to download a details add-on. I don't think you have to enable it or anything. I'm just gonna kind of hit train dummy. Just do stuff. I don't have poisons on, by the way. So that's a little awkward. Okay. That's a little awkward. Okay, it's fine. We'll just ignore that. Ignore the opener. Just gotta keep doing stuff. Just gotta keep hitting stuff. I just want to see how much damage it does. Oh man, that mutilate become an ambush is so good, by the way. Oh, that is so good. Oh, that is so good. Oh my god, yeah. Ah, that feels great. That's the thing that rogues have been asking for a while now. It's just like having your... Oh, it is so good. I can just take this out of keybinds and just be like, get out of here. I need you no more. Oh, that is nice, chat. The venomous explosions, I'm gonna make sure that I have an venom already pre-rolling when I just send it. That's a little harder than I thought. Need a lot more energy if I want to make that happen, though. I guess it's one way of doing it, though, yeah. But this being able to do a little bit more single target damage, I don't think is the worst. Let me see if I can just like get all the energy back, right? And I'm gonna press Envenom. I don't know if it's up. Envenom. And another Envenom. I mean, it's doing a lot more damage. That is really good to see. It's gonna be I think a substantial enough damage increase in single target. It's pretty nice. But yeah. Let's see, Outlaw. Now Outlaw got a very, very, very similar change to the mutilate switching over to ambush, but for your sinister strikes, if you're playing like the ambush build with hidden opportunity stuff. Do I have a hidden opportunity build? I don't. Okay. Ambush. I do. Okay. So for Outlaw, Sinister Strike damage buff by 10%. That's really nice. Audacity causes ambush to replace Sinister Strike entirely when the effect is triggered. However, there's a bit of a quinky dink with that one. Apparently there's a bit of a problem when that happens. I'm gonna bring out the big bar again. I'm gonna get you guys the big bar. Okay. You can see it, right? Sinister Strike. Oh, they fixed it. Never mind. Oh, wait, no, they didn't fix it. Hold on. I'm using wrong weapons. Okay. Now we'll try it. Pistol. I didn't get the proc. Maybe I'll get proc here. It proc, but it's giving me a wrong version of ambush. It's giving me a subtlety or a assassination version of ambush. Or rather, assassination version. So it's a little broken. It doesn't work quite well. But yeah, it should eventually work once they fix it. But it's just kind of funny. I've heard that apparently this is not really doing anything right now. Just because it becomes a wrong version of ambush. Once they fix that and put the right version of ambush that are procs, that would be good. Till then, yeah. But I think they changed though to Sinister Strike damage buff. It's kind of nice. Kill and Spree damage also got buffed by 25%, by the way. So Kill and Spree does a lot of damage now. 25% damage buff. Damn. They are trying to make it work. Now, nobody really knows exactly what capstans will be running. It looks like it will still probably run Crack Shot at the very least. But damn. Kill and Spree got a buff. It's kind of a good one too. It's kind of a good buff. I don't really know how I'm gonna like building for it, but it is a good buff. I just don't know what talents, what do you drop for it though, you know? Because there's a lot of talents to play with. Yeah, and I kind of use everything up here too. Yeah, it's a little harder to get like all this set up. Once I do like this maybe. But yeah, captain's a little hard. But like that's a nice buff. That's really good. Subtlety also got a few buffs, by the way. I don't think they have anything similar to Outlaw or anything, do they? Doubt it. Okay. If rate damage buff by 8%, nice. Can say no to like a damage buff. Exhilarating Execution, which is a nifty new little defensive they've added for them. I think in the last build, where finisher moves heal you for a portion of your damage done. So now it's going to be 5% of all damage done. And at full health, you end up getting an Absorb Shield instead from all those heals. That makes up about 10% of your maximum health. So it's pretty good for defense and survivability. It's a good solid talent. Shadow finishers shadow damage value increased to 30. So that's really good. So 5% more shadow damage whenever you use your finishers. That's really good. Shuriken Tornado and Shuriken Storm triggered by Shuriken Tornado no longer grant bonus comp points from Shadow Blades. Oh no! So there was a combo you could do in the opener, right? So Shuriken Tornado, right? Spend 60 energy and you just start throwing shurikens in every direction. Then you apply that together with Shadow Blades, right? And every time you build combo points, Shadow Blades just gives you full combo points with every single time. But that's a big one. When you combine this together with Shadow Blades and Shuriken's Tornado, right? You set up Shuriken, let it delay. Shadow Blades, you automatically Shuriken into fat eviscerate, Shuriken into another eviscerate, or a ticket technique or whatever other finish you could do. But I was basically using people were using Shuriken Tornado and Shadow Blades in single target fights. They don't want you to do that. So it's kind of good. It's less cheese, but kind of good. Would have been amazing in PvP though. Imagine just like every global is an eviscerate back to back to back. Oh, it's so good. Is Exhilarating Execution nerfed in PvP because it'll be hella OP on sub? I don't think it has any nerfs on PvP, or at least it doesn't seem like there's anything in tooltips that suggests there's a nerf specifically for PvP yet. So don't take me on my word or anything. It's just like it doesn't have it there right now, but it may be there at some point in the future. Who knows, right? I'm not a Houdini. I can't see the future like that. But yeah, so that's this. Hey Dalaran, what's up, Braga? How you doing, my man? How you doing, my guy? All right, so we got Shaman. What's new here? Fixed initial response elements was incorrect, granted you 4% haste instead of Elo Baskin or refresh duration of your haste crit mastery. Okay. I was mostly just fixing issues for elemental, so not much there. Enhance, same. A slight buff for restoration, but like, who plays resto? I kind of kid, but no, seriously, who does play resto though? I love me some resto, but not a lot of people play it. I just don't really know, man. I'm good. How are you? I am exhausted, but otherwise I'm okay. I'm doing good otherwise. Brain is putty. Has been my 3 words that I've been saying over and over today. Pretty bad, honestly. Affy got new stuff. Actually, Jake was talking about it earlier. Soul Eater's Gluttony when you're playing the Soul Rod build. If you pick up all the way to Soul Eater's Gluttony, right, all the way over here. So every single point you put into Soul Eaters, let me take some points out of here real quickly. So first one, normally, Soul Rod is about a 1 minute cooldown. You put 1 point, it reduces by 15 and then by 30, so it's a 30 CDR talent. Every 30 seconds you do stuff. Normally this talent was like every time you agony or every time you wait ticks, it helps reduce the cooldown of the ability, roughly given a 30 seconds AD. It just makes it super consistent without like relying on stats or damage or anything. It's kind of nice. Fix an issue where Umbral Fire Kindling would only increase the damage of Seed of Corruption. Okay, what's that? A couple of fixes for Demonology and Destro. That's really about it. All right, that was quick. Please survival. All right. Let's take a detour, take a look at survival very quickly. So survival isn't all that new for 10.2 as of right now. I will go over like everything that is new, kind of like how we did with Unholy DK. But yeah, and your red MM changes not this week. No, MM just needs like a tuning buff, and red doesn't need a lot of changes, or is it like how is red doing? Everybody asks where is red or why you playing red, but no one asks how is red doing? How is red doing? Usually it's why is the red pally in my group? Get him out of here. Nobody asks him how is the paladin doing in my group? Get him in here. All right. So mostly the new stuff for survival. I guess one thing that they did is they buffed bomb damage. So bombs now primarily do 40% more damage to primary target. So like if you're doing some dungeons or you cleave and stuff or whatever, right? Bombs will always have a extra damage on the prior target. That is part of the Aberrus tier set. So they kind of like end up ripping out of that tier set as part of like a baseline for the spec. Like Aberrus tier set normally just buffs the damage of Wildfire Bomb, which is cool. Wildfire Bomb increases damage of Kill Command. And I think it was also either part of a 2 set or the 4 set where Kill Command increases the damage of the next Wildfire Bomb by 40%. So they basically took out the whole Kill Command to 40, just slapped a 40 on primary target. And they liked it a lot. They thought it was really good. So, yeah. Where's the Paladin? I need my buff. Lol. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Now you kind of want to have a pally, man. You want to have a pally friend. Because that buff is a good buff. Alrighty. Let me go and hit some dummies, I guess. But yeah, that's like the only big thing that really came to Survival Hunter since like Aberrus. Their tier set is like the only big like game changer here. And I think people are sleeping on the tier set, but it's pretty good. Fury of the Eagle increases your and your pet's critical strike chance by 50% and crit strike damage by 15%. Fury of the Eagle also throws a free Wildfire Bomb at a target at 100% effectiveness, causes the next Wildfire Bomb to not incur a cooldown, and increases the damage of Wildfire Bomb deals to primary target by 40% for 12 seconds. So it has quite a bit of single target in AoE. All you have to do is find a way to like weave your Fury of the Eagle into the rotation, and you can just like slam, and you're chilling. Kind of nice. That's really basically survival. It's very much grenade heavy. I guess it was kind of like grenade heavy also before. It's a decent tier set. It's just, I feel like it's one that not a lot of people really know But I think that one's gonna be a tier set people are gonna be sleeping on. But it may actually be really good like long term though. Who knows? But the one thing I can say is Survival Hunter has a lot of synergy with crit damage in general. So like everything that's crit damage just turns into a Master Marksman dot, and it does a lot. And you already have like Kill Shot that can do quite a bit of that crit damage. You have a couple of more talents that have a crit damage interaction. So the spec does have some natural crit damage value. So it's been kind of nice. And I feel like it should make it maybe make it a little bit easier to like pick it up, hopefully. Oh, it threw my blue bomb. Wait, it actually could throw the bomb you have right now. That is weird. I didn't even realize that. That is weird. But you can see like the damage is pretty good, right? A lot of it is Master Marksman, like the dot. And that one pops up whenever you melee attacks and range attacks, crit strike the enemy. You just do additional 50% more damage as I dealt bleed damage. So it's kind of good. Please show talents for Assassin. Yeah, I could do that after. Before it was... yeah. Hey Hunter, how you doing, my guy? Yeah. I mean, what kind of build do you want to see for... Here we go, friend. What kind of build do you want to see, my friend? Like single target, AoE. I can share some of the builds we've gotten for like single target and AoE. I like at least 3, because you're still limited by. I really gotta get an add-on for that could keep up with like all the different town builds. Like it basically expands like the town builds that you can store over in the live realms. Does Frog use a ton of mastery? I'd say to a degree. I think crit is your best stat, but at some point like haste even becomes like better or equal to mastery. So it's not a mastery heavy. Single? Sure. So for Assassination single target build, you're probably going to end up running like a very heavy poison setup. So you're doing double poisons with Dragon Temper Blades. Oh, let's do this instead. Just because it has an enchant. Yeah, that'll work. But yeah, that's more or less the build you would run for like PTR right now. I don't know if that's the build you would run on the release, but this seems like to be the build you should be looking out for. But this one heavily favors into the Kingsbane. It combines together with Shadow Dance and the Night Stalker to put up a Kingsbane during the Night Stalker window, which has a snapshot mechanic. So basically, every time a dance is available, you will drop down Kingsbane, you will refresh all your dots. You'll just do as much venom damage as possible. Dragon Temple Blades and Kingsbane are together really strong. You pick up Poison Bomb as well as Zaldic, and it's a mostly single target build. A little bit of the bleed damage on the side, but mostly single target and poisons. Not really trying to go for like cleave or whatever. But if you want to take this build and like do some light cleaving, you could pick up Caustic. It's pretty decent. His internal binding is kind of like whatever. Unless you end up like playing heavily into it, which I'd be kind of surprised by. Yeah. I saw it's the wrong version of Ambush. Funny. That's more or less like the build you would run. And you would run the Deadly Poison, Atrophic Poison, or Amplifying Poison. Crippling Atrophic or Crippling Bind. Numbing. Numbing is what my brain's experiencing right now. Jesus Christ, man. My brain. Oh. And now there's a possible build that you can run. I think you're still going to end up running like a very poison heavy build, Hunter. There's an opportunity to run like a Resounding Clarity maybe, or even no Clarity and pick up Bone Spike instead. But right now the Snapshot Dance build seems to be the strongest version of the spec right now. That may change in the future. But as it stands right now, that seems to be the stronger version. I can see like how much damage Kingsbane can do it during those last few ticks. I didn't really get the strongest setup, but you can definitely make the ability to do quite a number of damage. Kind of nice. In raid, it feels really, really good to play into. But we're not really sure if that's going to be the build at the end of the day. It's just like what we've been able to, like what people have been able to theorycraft over in Rogue Discord, for example. Also, is my amber just giving me 1 calm point? Because that's... I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. Let's get another mutilate here. Or rather, ambush proc, I guess. Yeah. That time it did 2. Weird. Okay, that's more or less though what we got so far. I do hope there will be like a bleed heavy build that will work well for single target. Let me actually look if there's any other builds, because Whisper have been pretty good at like cataloging them. I mean, it seems like its all leverages poisons. There is a dance snapshot which plays into a little bit of crit stuff, but like there is an arterial cleave, but that's mostly for cleaves. But yeah, it's usually just gonna be like heavy poison stuff, at least for single target. Maybe there'll be a build later. Maybe somebody will come up with one. The night is still young. The patch is still not here yet, so who knows? Warrior, they actually changed him a little bit. Take a look at that bad boy. I feel like I haven't played this guy in a while, huh? So the previous design of the Reckless Abandon was influencing builds and rotations too heavily, where basically you would press Rampage and you would be able to get 2 Bloodthirsts with a new tutor set. Pretty strong together. Pretty good. Resistable Shadow. I could maybe pop over on Shadow afterwards. Also, I guess you could do this too, because we do have the stream like DVR. If you scroll the stream back like 20 minutes ago, I took a kind of a closer look at ShadowPress if you want to peep that. Or if you just want to chill, just like wait for me to take a look at this class, then maybe we can pop on that one, yeah? That could also work as well. Because I'm down to mess around and try stuff. Which dungeons were out right now? Are they? Nope. Anyway, so Reckless Abandon is a talent that, what is it, Warriors have been playing for quite a while. Well, not quite a while, but on PTR. Sorry, brain mush. Reckless Abandon. Recklessness generates additional rage, and it allows you to empower your next 2 Bloodthirsts or Raging Blows. That one apparently is going to be changed. So instead of having a playstyle where right now Pure Words are playing into like a Bloodthirst heavy build, like Bloodthirst, off of Recklessness or Rampage. What is that cooldown? What is that? What is this cooldown? 1.9 seconds. Is that normal? Huh? Is that normal? Am I just lagging? Like brain lag. No. That's pretty normal. That is weird. Okay. That feels atrocious. When did they change that? Oh, I mean, it does a lot of damage, but oh, what the hell am I looking at? Okay, hold on a second. So, they're gonna be changing Reckless Abandon. They basically right now, if you're warriors, are just spamming 2 buttons for the most part, or maybe like a handful, right? You're spamming your Rampage, you're spamming your Bloodthirst, and you're back to Rampaging. Maybe you'll throw an Eviscerate in there once in a while. Who knows, right? I feel silly. Throw an Eviscerate in there or execute. But for the most part, you're pressing the Bloodthirst button a lot. But they kind of want abilities like your Raging Blow, for example, not to completely go out of style entirely, right? So if you want to build yourself into a heavier Raging Blow build, you should be able to. They just really want to give Bloodthirst a bit more of like a value to it. So let's say you want to end up playing just like an Onslaught build maybe. you know, with a little bit of bloodthirst damage here and there, but mostly just like, yeah, mostly just chilling. I want to grab fresh meat? Probably not for this, right? If it's just full single target. Just more damage rather. The water for fewer warriors to be able to play into like all their other buttons, right? Rage and Blow, Bloodthirst. Every time you hit them with a rampage. And the recent PTR builds kind of had you build away from Rage and Blow entirely, almost like dropping the ability completely. Which was like interesting because on live you kind of do want to play to heavily Rage and Blow build. But this Bloodthirst, Rage and Blow, Bloodthirst, Rampage, Bloodthirst, Rampage thing that they kind of developed over in PTR has been a little bit weird to play into. You know? So trying to find a way to like, alright, well, we want you to use your full entire kit of abilities. We don't want to make things completely passive. So they're introducing a new thing that's going to be a hotfix at some point this week. Reckless Abandon now empowers your next Bloodthirst or Rage and Blow. Right now it's 2. Your next 2 abilities, either one, right? I guess I need to make sure that I have the right talent for that, don't I? Let me also do... Can I switch something out? Yeah, let's try to switch this out real quick. Here we go. So we swap it out real quickly. Reckless Abandon, Bloodbath, and Crushing Blow bonus has been doubled. Oh, the damage bonus of those abilities has been doubled though. Okay. So it's basically like, instead of having you run in, right, and press Rampage, and then you press 2 Bloodbaths, instead you just press 1 Bloodbath, right, and you use up the proc. And the damage of a single Bloodbath is going to be basically equivalent to 2 Bloodbaths. Or damage of a Crushing Blow is going to be equivalent to like 2 Crushing Blows. So 2 for 1 basically. So you're just going to be able to go in, Rampage, 1 big ability, and then you're back to like normal rotation. So I think that's going to be pretty strong overall. Also, they changed the tier set. They don't have that in the blue post, but that is definitely different. Because right now, Odin's Fury deals 50% increased damage. I think it's the same. Causes the next 6 Bloodthirst to deal 150% additional damage and have a 100% chance to critical strike against its primary target. Bloodthirst crits also reduce the cooldown of Odin's Fury by 2.5 seconds. So, less Bloodthirst, more potent versions of Bloodthirst, without completely tossing out abilities like Rage and Blow entirely out of the game. That seems good. That seems good overall. Just got the trinket I wanted from Demon Hunter's Vault. Hell yeah, dude. Which one were you trying to go for? Did you post it? Master Potent Assassin, 5,000. Wait, how'd you get that much mastery? Hold on. Oh, Rise Bark Branch gives around 45% mastery in Assassin. It gives you 1,700 mastery. That seems really good. Wait, what cooldown is that? It's 2 minutes? It is 2 minutes, so that will end up with Deathmark. That's probably going to be a really good combo then with Deathmark. All right. Hey, what do you think? What do you think? Will they give us some kind of recolor from H-Tower cat form for 10.2? I would think it'd be kind of cool if they did something like that. Yeah, but I don't know if they will. I think it'd be cool if they did that though. Yeah. So this basically just makes Fury Warrior maybe play more into Rage and Blow, or at least it's more opportunity to play Rage and Blow, right? From what I understand. Huh? The way it plays though right now is just a little bit funky. So it's not at all how it's supposed to. And Bloodbath is still gonna do a lot of damage, right? Okay, so I'll need to hotfix at some point. It's not exactly working as intended. I should have had a spear, by the way. With my Odin's Fury thing. Oh, I actually had it coming up just right down there. I'm dumb. Okay. So it's gonna be more or less this, but like not crushing blow. It's gonna be raging blow for all of these. But it's still probably gonna be like very heavy bloodthirst centered. That's okay though. At least it gives you an opportunity to play over your other ability as well. That's not bad at all. It gives you 5,000 mastery at 447. Is it not like scaling properly then? Or at least in tooltip? Because like that's the tooltip it gives me. 1,700. If it's different than the tooltip, then I guess it's just kind of bugged or broken. I would imagine broken. Because I probably have to like upscale that trinket and it's probably scaling way, way, way too high. Not what they wanted for tooltip. Oh, draw a set of aqueous orbs that give you mastery per orb. Okay. That's probably gonna be really good then. Yeah, my bad. I'm dumb. Where is it? This thing? No. I'm blind. Oh, I can't even equip that, can I? That's why. I was gonna say, there it is. The branch. Yeah, I guess that's pretty good. Suppose I have a chance to start primal blood, increasing crit. I mean, they're going some big damage values. You know what I mean? That's some big damage values here. 5,000 haste for sniffing spores, and then a bunch of crit. 5,000 master or so. That seems kind of okay. This is what, 50 seconds? Just a random proc. If that's a good enough proc, that might be pretty okay. Not ideal stats, but like, could be okay for somebody. Okay. That's interesting. IG only? Yeah, I'm gonna have to line up with meta. Oh, you probably just use the new opener, right? And then you'll use meta. It's 10 seconds, but like it's gonna be kind of weird. Or maybe you'll like meta in, then you'll use a trinket as you're building up your damage, and you'll try to see if you can run around and catch all your bubbles pretty early, or as early as you can. Maybe. Who knows, right? Alrighty, I want to try some Outlaw stuff, man. I want to try the Rogue things. Kragar get featured? Let's go, dude. My man, Kragar. Oh yeah, they also nerfed killing spree for PvP for Outlaw, but like they also buffed killing spree by 25%, so it's a 25% buff and a 5% PvP nerf, so like a 20% buff either way though. I'm okay with it. Got a weird emote bar on the side of my chat, kind of distracting. Those swords, you know, those swords, dope, not gonna lie. Which ones? On one of my characters? Like the warrior one? Oh, this guy? Yeah, they're pretty cool. But yeah, that react bar is just like, you know, just for, if you want to spam emotes, if you want to, I guess. They added that like a bit back, but you know, it's just like a fixture. Just for funsies, I guess. I don't really know. Alrighty, so I want to see if I can make Killing Spree work, chat. Because Killing Spree might feel good to play into. I also want to try to see if I can make it work without the ambush build. I mean, ambush, I guess I should make it work. Or at least I should try to, right? But if I were to try to make Killing Spree work, how would I even do that? You know what I mean? Like, I need my... Like, I think I need Fan the Hammer. I need Summarily Dispatched. I think Crackshot is real good with ambush. But like, I gotta get Killing Spree, but I can't really pick up Killing Spree without Fan the Hammer. And I kind of need a hidden opportunity. But like, do I just not run Fan? If I wanted to? That's the thing. I don't think that this can work at all, though. If only there was like a way to maybe like reach it like this or something. I really don't know. Another way to reach it though would be to go here like that, and then you just take out Summarily Dispatched entirely. But I feel like that's gonna be a big button. Okay, let's try this. I really do think you need multiple pistol shots to make the ambush thing work. I think having just one random proc, one extra proc is not going to be enough. But like at this point, who knows, right? I just want to give this a proper try. That's all I want to do. Alrighty. Personal. Oh. I mean, maybe you just do it like this, right? No bonus pistol shots, just a single pistol. I do feel like that for common points is pretty atrocious. Feels pretty terrible. But I think it kind of does work. Sorta. Oh yeah, it feels terrible. Pistol shot and it's only just one. That feels awful. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like ambush and killing speed just don't really blend super well together. I think the other build that I had, the non-ambush build, was a lot stronger. I wonder if it'll let me go to it. No, I gotta wait for killing speed. Alright, we'll give it a second. But I think if you do the non-ambush build, that'll probably do really, really well. Hi, what's up, Lucky? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Some Demon Hunter in tree chat asking if anybody's doing any Mythic Plus. Got the Soaring Skeleton. Nice! Yo, you got the Mage Tower done? Let's go. Which challenge did you end up working towards to get it? Which class did you end up doing it on? That's a good one? Hell yeah. That's a good one. You got the mount. Now you gotta go for the meta achievement. Make it a long-term goal. Doing those fights on every single spec sounds awful, but it's more just time consuming than anything. But it's very doable. It's really fun. 4 challenges on the Druid alone. Okay. But what about the other ones? Because like I know you need to do 1 of every challenge on like a class, but yeah, that's awesome. Bear Druid is perfect. Rest is really good for it. Boomkin is pretty good, and so is Feral. I thought Feral was like one of the easier ones compared to like what, Unholy Death Knight. They also had to do that one. Or Ellie Shaman, I guess. I think Mage was the one that scaled the best at the time, but I don't really know if that's the case anymore. But chat, I could actually make a build for Killing Spree with this setup. It probably will end up kind of just tossing out the middle talent, but like you could totally make it work here with Killing Spree. I just don't really know where I'm gonna put it. Wait a second. Where am I gonna put you? Oh no. Let's just do this. Get rid of that. Pistol shot. I don't need multiple buffs. We'll be okay without it, right? That's how I'm gonna do it. That's how I'm gonna run it. I got a drone rush very, very soon. That'll work. I probably should have killed speed early though. To put that on cooldown, I think. Probably should. What I think I want to do is kill and spree here first. Then I'm gonna vanish and stuff. Does that allow me to get my killing speed back a little quicker? So the killing speed's coming back up. And killing speed's back. I feel like that, this version with this build, not ambush build, probably could make killing speed kind of sort of work. At least I think so. Still enough procs to make it work. Maybe even a little bit of energy management, more than I'm doing right now. Maybe a little bit of luck. Just a hair bit of luck. Definitely feels a little bit more energy intensive though, compared to the other builds. But I think if I just get more pistol shot procs, it'll be fine. Not getting a lot of those. Also, about sinister strikes too. I gotta see what the damage is looking like now. Okay, it's a little bit bigger. I mean, it's pretty small, but it's a little better. Go AoE build. Yeah, I'll probably do an AoE build here in a bit. Might as well, actually, yeah. I want to see if I can make killing speed work in AoE. That's where it might be kind of good. But we'll see. And I guess I'll do the same thing, right? Take off the roll the bones buff. Swap it over for killing spree. I mean, maybe what I could do is just go for like less pistols, right? Less overall pistol shots. And go for keep it rolling, but I don't really know. I don't really know. Alright, AoE. Let's go for killing spree really quickly in the opener. We can kill spree again. I do think kill spree does help out with a little bit of that energy regen. That little bit of downtime that you get. Definitely does a lot more damage in AoE than a single target. I mean, the spec, not really the ability. But as I said, is good right now with 8%. It's still decent, yeah. It is still decent. Have you also seen the new quality of life thing they're adding? It doesn't really work yet, but they're adding like a quality of life thing where your sinister strikes will automatically become ambushes whenever you get the proc with audacity. That's gonna be real nice when it properly works. So right now it doesn't really, but eventually will. That's gonna be real good. But yeah, let me try to see if I can maybe get the ambush build going with it. I don't know how you're gonna make ambush work with killing spree though. I think it's gonna be good on its own. But yeah, I don't think audacity has ever really been bad though. Okay, echo and reprimand. We get a couple of seconds. I don't really know what kind of build Outlaw's gonna run. I kind of am hoping that ambush build won't be like the default. Everybody gotta go that build. I'm hoping there'll be a little bit more variety than just ambush. What's up, Tension? How you doing, my guy? Hope you have a good one. How you doing, my man? Welcome, welcome. Other than Druid, I got Windwalker, Monk, Demon Warlock, and Survival Hunter. That's not bad at all. Survival is not that bad for that fight either. Demon Warlock is Sigrun, right? That wasn't bad either. And then Windwalker wasn't bad either at all. I thought BM was a little bit easier for that one. But I'm also just really bad at Windwalker in general, so to each is their own, yeah. Now, what does the Rogue build look like for AoE? For Outlaw. So, actually, they got some sims over in Rogue Disco, by the way, if you guys want to hear. Sigrid is a joke, was Red Pally Enhance. You know, I actually had a pretty easy time with Enhance once I started grouping them. I didn't have that easy time with Red, but it wasn't bad either. I just felt like I had to do a lot of, like, a little bit of kiting, a little bit of healing, but I probably should have just stuck everything together and just cleaved them like a maniac, like you do with Arcane, where you just stack them and just nuke them down. I mean, they don't live long at all. So that was perfect. Dashes in, flare. Yeah, it's so good. It is pretty good. And then for the final fight too, just as long as you have a decent single target and can deal with the adds, you'll be okay. But apparently, Sinister Strike that deals 10% more damage, like a 1% gain to non-HO builds. But we'll see. Killing Spree deals 35% more damage. Not good enough for Crackshot builds to take. Not good enough to remove Crackshot. That's sure the goal is here. Okay, so Killing Spree maybe won't be getting that much play because Crackshot is so good, and Crackshot just kind of collides a little bit with Killing Spree. Audacity in other places, Sinister Strike. There's a bit of a delay to it though. But yeah, Override is bugged, but hopefully they'll get it fixed at some point. Okay, let me see an extra build though. I get distracted. And plus HO. Okay. There's a Mythic plus hidden opportunity build. And it runs into... That's fine. It actually picks up... It gives up to Merrily Dispatched. Hold on a second. Wait. It gives up to Merrily. So maybe you could make Ambush thing work. Hold on a second. Hold on a moment there. Hold on a second. You can actually probably make it work, huh? So it gives up... What does it give up for this? Oh, it goes all the way here. Okay, so it gives up... I don't even know what it gives up, actually. It gives up this and this. To go here. Here. Gives up this for this. Which makes sense. It has this. What do we drop for that? This. This. And I still need this. And apparently we did like that. Okay, so maybe you might be able to make it kind of work with Killing Spree because you don't even play summarily as this build at all. Any mage changes? Mostly tier set stuff from what I remember. Nothing in this build specifically though. But yeah, mages, they also got pretty, I'd say, kind of a passive-ish tier sets too, which aren't terrible, but like, they're okay, you know. All right, let's see how this goes, man. I don't really know how it'll feel. I feel like I get a lot of resources though. I don't really know if that's going to be helpful. Because then it's like you don't really have that good downtime for a good killing spree. But like the uptime of it is pretty good. At least it feels pretty good. I do feel like, yeah, I like not playing with it a little bit. I feel like that with Crackshot is just gonna be really hard to like fit them together. Now I got like a vanish. I'm using my crack shots between the eyes stuff, which are big damage. But it's almost like you kind of want to try to use Killing Spree outside of those windows, which sometimes will be fine, but other times I think it's just like you just like the desync. It's just gonna be some natural desync between the abilities. And I don't really know. It just starts to feel awkward at that point, kind of. I don't know, man. I'm glad that it's got buffed, and I think it's gonna be good for PvP, or maybe like burst situations. But like Crackshot is just so cracked, you know, and it just kind of takes over the playstyle entirely. I am glad that they're buffing it. I'm glad that they're trying to make it stronger, and maybe it'll be decent like numerically at the end of the day. But it's just you'll be spending your comp points on other finishers, you know. I think you'll be spending your comp points on others. What's the stats? I don't think they're great on this characters because I just copied the character over on the PTR. I guess I could be running like a little more crit and versatility, but that's more or less like what my stats would be, kind of like on live. Pretty close to that though. 39% crit, 29% burst, 70k burst on 5 targets with a trinket as a sass. Ooh, I do wonder how big that Kingsbane window is going to be with that trinket too. That's a lot of mastery to play into. That's quite a bit. That could be really fun. But yeah, I don't know. It's just Killing Spree is cool. I think so. It looks like Killing Spree will be decent if you don't pick up Crackshot, but there's not a lot of reasons not to pick up Crackshot. But if they could tune some stuff so you don't have to play Crackshot if you really don't want to, because I'm sure there's gonna be people that don't like that whole Outlaw Rogue and stealth interaction with Vanish and Shadow Dance. Because I know there's people that already don't now. But Crackshot makes it like pretty solidifies that as like you probably want to play it together, you know. But yeah, we'll see what they would do with it. We'll see what they do. I do want to check out Demon Hunter. I want to see if that feels any different because they did like adjust them a little bit. I have no idea how you do Kingsbane windows. So you basically like to get a snapshot on Kingsbane, you open up, you get yourself a slice and dice, right? Build up comp points, go road, rupture, build up comp points. Envenom, dance. I guess Envenom, Shiv, dance into Kingsbane, into Garrote, so that's snapshots, and build comp points into rupture, so snapshots. And then you're just envenoming over and over and over, building comp points and envenoming. And you'll Shiv when the other Shiv is about to fall off. You should already have a Shiv running. And then during the last 3 seconds of envenom, you vanish. So it's a bit of a ramp up, but if you can do it right, it could do a big chunk of hits, like 600k ticks worth of damage. Like just ticking for a ton. It's really good. It is really, really strong. Takes a second though, but it's fun. There's no reason to have Van Cleef in the background, not Valera. There's no reason to have Van Cleef in the background, not Valera. Big Valera fan, man. Me too, honestly. Me too. Me too. Alrighty, I want to give this thing a try. We're gonna hit some dummies. I really wish dungeons were out, man. But we'll come back tomorrow and we'll do even more dungeons tomorrow, chat. I saw that they nerfed a couple of things for some of the mythic pluses, like Morchi, for example, got nerfed a little bit. And then some of the enemies on tides, Throne of Tides, actually got buffed instead of being nerfed. I feel it, Brago. I feel ya. Oh, what? Yeah, they buffed him a little bit. That's what you're talking about. Things that Tiger buffed. A couple of things that don't really do a lot of damage. Like there's those storm callers that put they will put like a debuff of lightning bolt, and it's like, oh, don't stand near anybody else, you do damage to them. It did no damage, so they like had to up it a little bit. And then also the big like oil elementals or whatever, like they just swell. It didn't really hit that hard. It really didn't do anything, so they're trying to make him a little bit scarier, but that's really about it. And that I was getting a red skin option, not from what we've seen so far, John. Although I wouldn't put it past Blizzard. I mean, we just got, what, demonic skins for Draenei? So it could be like a hidden quest line as part of 10.2 that we just don't know about yet. Who knows, right? I wouldn't put it past him, honestly. Maybe. Very much a maybe. Okay, so for Demon Hunter, they didn't really change much. They just really nerfed this a little and nerfed this a little. And then nerfed Inner Demon, but I wasn't even running Inner Demon. I don't even know if that's what you want to run. Like, maybe. Maybe. But I was going to run like the full, what is it? Cleave? How much damage am I even doing? Doesn't feel all that different. I do wonder if the chaotic, what is the chaotic disposition, how that's going to feel any different? Probably, right? Probably needs to stop using my glaive as much as I am, by the way. I feel like I'm just like never have the charge available anymore. Just stop sending it. I don't like the changes to Fell Barrage though. Makes it a little bit easier to play into. Yeah, I think Chaos is still going to be really ridiculously good. I wish I had more crit master in this character. Like fully critted and master it out. Have a little bit of crit, but master is kind of low. These are rookie numbers. But yeah. Otherwise, I think it will play pretty well. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it's going to feel that different. I think they're just trying to kind of like temper the damage down a little. Might actually we actually might, because we get into the flame armor. We are, I don't know about maybe. So I know there's armor for Druid of the Flame. I don't know if it's armor we're going to be able to wear. All we know it exists, right? Maybe it's just armor that NPCs are going to wear, right? Just like enemies that we've been fighting and raising whatever out in the open world. Maybe that's just what they're wearing. But like, it's there. It's wearable technically. We just don't know who's going to be wearing it. Well, we just need to wait and see, yeah? I think that's all we could really do, is just wait. I think it'd be cool though. I think at some point, because I know there's a quest line, a bit of a spoiler for the next zone, but like at some point you do have like one of the Druids of the Flame come over to like the camp that you're settled in. And they're like, wait, we're gonna like defect, please help out. And like, if you do the quest line, it's like, okay, maybe they're joining. It just feels like it. Did they change Shammy somehow? They did a bunch of bug fixes. That's really about it so far, Brago. Brago. Timjon, I mean, I'm so sorry. My brain is mush today. I didn't sleep. Or I did sleep. I just woke up really early, like 4 in the morning. So I've just been awake since then. And it's like 6. So I'm just spent. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty bad. No, they didn't really change them. I mean, the new tier set is really good. You're going to be going into a wildfire build if you haven't checked out. Like if you're not enjoying the thunder build right now that Shamans are playing, and you enjoyed the wildfire build better, wildfire build is going to feel really good to play in the next patch, especially for dungeons. It looks really fun for AoE specifically. It has like a nice little flow to it. Let me just show you what the flow looks like. It feels really good. Really good to play. As long as they didn't break it. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll find out soon. Alright, so tier set is a good one. Primordial Wave also casts Elemental Blast for free of the target for 100% effectiveness and grants you all 3 of Elemental Blast bonuses, so crit, mastery, haste. Pretty nice. Lava Burst burns the target for 50% additional damage over 4 seconds. And after consuming Primordial Wave, your next 2 casts of Lava Burst also hit up to 3 additional targets afflicted by your Flame Shock for 100% normal damage. So like every time you Lava Burst, now it has a dot. When you drop in your big Primordial, right, everybody that has a Flame Shock, or at least 2 targets near your Flame Shock target, or up to 2 enemies with your Flame Shock, are also going to get hit with a meatball. So then you have a very, very, very good feeling rotational combo. You can just drop this down, drop one of these, right, drop one of these. Now you can kind of just do this. And you can just like Earthquake, Lava Burst, and Blast. Pretty nice. It's a nice little combo you do. That's really it. That's your A rotation. And it works out pretty well. It's like very much machine gun playstyle. Oh, and it gets really, really fun whenever you get like a sentence too. Because then everything is just doing like extra additional fire damage. It is nice. Let me tell you. But there's like a little bit of like a churning to it all. It's really good though. But you're taking advantage of a couple of things. One, like every time you Lava Burst, your next ability does more damage, so you drop in them on Earthquakes. Earthquakes also give you a proc of Lava Surge every single time, guaranteed. And it gives you more damage on your next Lava Burst. Then you have your Splintered, which gives you a lot more haste. Haste is a lot more front. Then you get a random procs of Deeply Rooted, which is really good. And because Lava Burst hits like 2 additional targets, so 6 overall, 3 overall, it's quite a lot of damage, quite a lot of resources, and becomes like a button you want to press. And at the end of the day, it does quite a bit of damage. I mean, Earthquake, Lava Burst, even though I'm Chain Lightning, Lava Burst does a lot. Lava Burst Overload does quite a bit. All these things have a Molten Slag on them, so it's a nice little like cycle that you get to play into. Feels really good to play. I like it a ton. Is this gonna try and have the new talent? Maybe it is. Yeah, you may actually just end up playing Soul Rot every 30 seconds. You can just drop it. That can be really good. Yeah, let me show you more or less what it looks like if you get like a pretty decent group of enemies together, because you can drop these guys outside. Only in Borealis can you drop like extra mobs. I can drop down my Tuskar, Fish Head, and the Beanbag and Turnip. I also still need a train dummy from like the Valdraken faction, like the main Red Dragonflight faction, if I can get those. But yeah, if you get it set up like that, the amount of AoE damage, that's like what, 4-7 mobs you're hitting, which is kind of where the spec is going to be like really strong in. Be able to hit that many mobs. I mean, you can just see the damage, right? You can just see the damage, and you can imagine what it looks like in Mythic Pluses. It's wacky. Oh, it is wacky. I just wish I had better like uptime on my totems though, like my magma totem for like Flame Shock spread. That'd be really cool. Then we get my what is it, the proc again. Now we're just chilling. It plays really, really well. It doesn't really have like, because of the way Earthquake works, it doesn't really have it doesn't have too bad of like a cap to it, I guess. I also should be using Stormkeeper too, shouldn't I be? I feel like I'm missing out on that value. And you kind of weave in lightning bolts in order to get the value of Surgeon Power, because this gives you an extra target that it could cleave into. And if you're getting enough procs of Deeply Rooted, I mean that Chain Lightning becomes a Lava Beam, and it does significantly more damage. So like what, crits for 59k average here, 37. So significantly more damage. You have to play Soul Rot anyway, Dal? Oh yeah, for the tier set, that makes sense actually. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm not used to playing Soul Rot. Like, I guess I avoided that ability like the plague during all of Shadowlands, just because I was like, all right, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna play the non-meta builds. And you know what? I actually kind of liked it. Look good. It looks great. It feels great to play. It was everybody on the mother was playing this thing like earlier, and it was kind of busted, or like a couple of weeks ago. Every dungeon had either Outlaw Rogue or LA Shaman, or both. Usually both. Or Beastmaster Hunter too. That's another one that's ridiculously good as well. But yeah, there's a couple different options here and there. It's kind of nice. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Is this everything? More or less, yeah. Windwalker. I guess I could mess around with Windwalker. I gotta give this thing a proper try in M+ whenever like what dungeons come out again. How do you play Windwalker, chat? Anybody know? I'm ridiculously bad at Windwalker. As in, I more or less have an idea of how you play it, but I've never really been good with cooldowns at all. So let me try to see if I can make like Whirling Dragon Punch work. What will I drop for Whirling? Because I can't drop this. Bone Dust? Sure, we'll drop Bone Dust. Although I think Bone Dust pretty sure it's still good in M+, but who knows. Oh yeah, that cooldown reduction, by the way, is kind of noticeable on Rising Sun kicks. By the way. Oh no. Also, I'm generating way too many resources right now. Way too many. Although getting cooldowns back a little bit faster, it's kind of nice though. I can't say that I hate that. Like, it's a little bit more reactive. Yeah, there is definitely like a little bit of like weirdness though with Whirling Dragon Punch and like Rising Sun Kick coming back up. That feels a little weird. I don't know how I feel about that one fully, but there it is, you know. I mean, I guess it's alright. Black Arc is definitely doing quite a bit of damage though with the cleave. But it is a very like simple tier. It's just slightly faster like CDR and stuff. Oh yeah, that cooldown reduction on World Dragon Punch is ridiculous. I gotta play the spec more, man. Because I'm not even sure like if I'm using my not Whirling Dragon Punch, Spin and Crane Kick optimally. Because I know at some point, like with enough mobs, you start Spin and Crane Kicking. But at low enough mobs, you'll just Blackout Kick for the cleave. Or maybe you'll just constantly do it because of the tier set. I'm not even sure. I have no clue. I have no clue. But like, I guess it didn't feel that bad. It just feels like Cheat Death is basically just carrying it. If you can't get something low and just cleave stuff, that is still carrying. Sphere is kind of okay. Yeah, Whirling Dragon Punch, man. I don't know. Are these numbers good enough for 3.5%? I don't know, man. Like, Thunderfist at least buffs the other abilities, right? I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. 10% damage buff might not be enough. Like, I feel like this should be like a lot more impactful of an ability, a lot more punchy. But like overall, there's like 35,000 damage, where Rising Sun Kick does 66, and this does 151. This does like 150, 35. I don't know, man. Seems low. Is it just me or is this like okay? Chat, anybody play Windwalker? I don't know. This is weird. I usually like CDR like mechanics and like a talent that's all about cooldown reduction. I'm usually down for it, but like this one is just weird. I feel like the CDR is like not impactful enough. But also like the damage is just so all over the place. I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know how I feel about this one, dude. Alrighty, what else is there? What else have I not taken a look at? Diva, man, I do hope Devastation will actually somehow, some way make a return. I feel like as long as AUG has that advantage in terms of like survivability with a cheat death, I just don't think there's a spot for Diva. I think Diva is just gonna end up being a Diva. Complaining about, oh man, nobody wants me anymore. Everybody wants the AUG. The popular twin. Trust me, I know how it feels. Yeah. And just a bunch of like celebratory pop-ups that they did. Okay, cool. But it looks like chat, this build I noticed is a little smaller than before. It looks like they're maybe starting to wind down, mostly starting to tune things rather than make like comprehensive changes. Besides, you know, rogue stuff is a quality of life thing. And like the monk stuff is like they're just trying to figure out what to do with the tier and the damage of the class, which is good. But it looks like they're starting to like wind down and get more of like little granular things, little tuning bits here and there. And maybe that's a good thing, but who knows? But yeah, excited about the rogue changes though. Those should ask Bruce Lee for monk changes. Honestly, I'd be okay with it, man. I should ask somebody, anybody. I don't know. Monks are just like, I like Brewmaster. I think it's really fun. I like Mistweaver. It's a bit, it feels a bit jank compared to some of the other like healers, like compared to like Paladin healer, for example, right? The melee healing builds and stuff. But like, it's still super fun. And Windwalker doesn't really feel that bad. Like, I always enjoyed their mastery. I thought it was like a unique, like skillful expression thing, you know? But I don't know. I feel like Windwalker definitely had its high up during Pandaria, and then it was actually kind of sort of playable in WoD, and it was pretty cool and pretty strong for a short amount of time in Legion. And then it had like a karma thing build that you had to play into BFA, which is weird. Where basically we use karma, stand and stuff to do a good portion of your damage, which I don't think they wanted for the ability to do. I just think they should kind of go back into the roots and kind of give Windwalker something neat, you know? That's one spec I think probably could go with a bit of like a refresh. Not a rework of the talents, but a refresh, you know? Give them some cool stuff. I think there's a lot of potential there, personally. Don't really know what they could go with. I don't have ideas, you know, I don't play Windwalker, but I don't know, it feels kind of like, and maybe it's unfair for me to say just because I don't play spec that often, but like stale, you know, because I played it in BFA, I played it in SL, and I'm playing it now, and it just doesn't really feel that different. I guess not a lot of specs really do, but some usually like picked up something from one expansion or the next, and they kind of been able to develop, and there's some new stuff that you could play into, you know? I don't know much about Monk yet. I played to level 1 up. If you do a level 1 up, you might as well level like whatever you don't have heritage armor on. Right? I think it'd be really fun. Like if you haven't done the heritage like human quest line, or the work one, or the night elf undead, I think you'll enjoy it. Pretty cool. But also, I think monks still, do they still have a buff for XP? So it used to be a proper XP buff, like you'll be able to like port back to like your monastery, do like a little daily and get XP buff. I think they changed that to rested XP. I think it just grants you like a big chunk of rested XP instead. But you can basically farm up a bunch of that rested XP. if you wanted to. Unless I'm wrong about that. But who knows, right? Play Windwalker Monk right now with a Night Fae build. Feels so good. Is that what monks play right now, actually? Because I don't really know what monks play. We have a monk in our guild, but I never really noted. Let's see. Well, they're doing more. Seem to be doing better than Outlaw Rogues, if anything. It looks like they're playing into Skytar. What are they playing right now, actually? Top damage. 153 on single target. That's not too terrible. Better than my spec. Yes, they do play Night Fae. But do they play that for AoE, though? That is my question. Mythic Buzzard probably don't, I imagine. Some do. No. So there's some builds that are playing into a not even brew. So there are some are playing Night Fae. Some are just straight up playing Night Fae, but some are just playing into like the middle touch death cleave. But I wonder what if there's a difference to like tyrannical or like fortified maybe. That's cool though. That gives me a little hope. Maybe I should change my build. This guy named Cocaine Sniff, what a name. Apparently topped off. Did pretty good damage. Use the Night Fae thing. I gotta give that a try. I gotta give that a proper go at some point. As a ton of damage in RSK. Yeah, I imagine like what 12%. Also, isn't it quick damage increases or something? It's already created, just waiting for made Pandaren hard side. I made a Pandaren. Nice. Don't want to make it like a night out for undead for like the heritage sets, or you already got those. This is pretty cool. Could be a two birds with one stone kind of moment. Unless you want to play Panda. But it's pretty cool. Pretty neat. I think male Pandaren Mog fits in him a little weird. Or at least most of the armor pieces fit weird. Except for like monk pieces fit fine. I feel like those they ended up making sure like, okay, let's make sure that at least doesn't look silly when it's like stretched out or whatever. You know, all those sets look pretty good for them. But yeah, I gotta mess around with that some more. Chat, since we don't got no dungeons for the day, and since I'm absolutely exhausted out of my mind, we're gonna call it here. Tomorrow, I do want to dive back in for some dungeons. I got a raid I gotta do tonight. Hopefully I'm not in for a majority of it, and I'm hoping they just kind of like, we don't do Zaskarn or Magmarax, because I don't want to be there for Zaskarn. Magmarax is fine, but like the fact that you have to do Zaskarn, I don't think it's worth it. But anyway, thank you all. With all mugs, I shall find some super pandas. There's a couple of good ones, but like a lot of them look stretched out. But like if you look for the monk ones generally tend to look pretty okay. But yo, I'm gonna go for now. Thank you all so much for coming by. I'm gonna get some food and try to get some work done. Try not to fall asleep. Alrighty, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow for dungeons. Yo, Jake, are you gonna be able to run for dungeons tomorrow? By the way, you wanna run some dungeons? Test some class stuff. I'm probably gonna get a bunch of my classes all set up for the day. No raid testing tomorrow, by the way. Only Friday. Much love, brother. Appreciate it, boys. Alrighty, I'll see you guys all next stream, yeah? Alrighty, boys. Peace.
you are my lucky charm. I hold you close in the night in my arms. And when we open our eyes, my worries fade away. 'Cause you gave me your heart in the light of day, in the light of day.